BBC Radio Nottingham is the station you're tuned to. We're online on digital and on 95.5 and 103.8 FM. I'm John Holmes, and my next guest is Rosalie Wiesner, who's going to talk about life, mortality, and her camera. Welcome.
Thank you.
And congratulations. You were the winner, your first prize in the city's annual open competition of 2007 for, well, anybody can enter. You won.
Anybody can enter, that's right.
And that means you've got an exhibition on at this moment in the castle.
Well, it starts tomorrow. Tomorrow's the private view, and it's on until January, so plenty of time to go and see it.
What a wonderful accolade.
Yes, I'm really excited. I feel very sort of blessed to have been given this opportunity to exhibit there.
And I mean, you were up against all different mediums as far as the art is concerned, and you're, what, 24 years old?
I am.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I entered the competition and I didn't have any expectations whatsoever. I entered the work and they liked it and they chose it. And I feel very, very blessed.
Well, Rosalie Wiesner has a website, and if you want to look at her work without going to the castle, you can do that straight away. It is stunning stuff. I mean, it's so unusual. You do things with light which I've never seen done with a camera before.
Well, I enjoy photography, and I go back to the basics of photography, so I'm really interested in long exposures and playing with light. And I do a lot of that at night, because that's when light is at its most powerful. So the way I place light is more apparent when it's dark.
But you seem to have the guts to shoot into light.
Yes.
And yet you don't. There must be hundreds of photographs you've got that are overexposed, surely.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's trial and error at the end of the day. But I think, these days you can play so much in terms of post-production as well, that you have a lot of... You can be much freer with the digital age as well. You're not as restricted. So it takes time. I mean, I've been doing photography since I was 16, and I'm only really now starting to find my feet and to say this is what I really enjoy, which is this long exposure, creative, playing with light and creating, fantasy worlds at the end of the day. Creating worlds that don't necessarily exist without the camera. That is really what my work is about.
There's a lot of fantasy in it, isn't it?
There's a lot of fantasy in it. I think it's a world that lives within me that isn't a world that everyone sees. It's a world that I create with the help of my medium.
Yeah. And you obviously love colour. I
do. I love colour. And I think light and colour, they work so well together that, I can bring out colours. As soon as I shine light on an object, the colour is there. But if I don't shine light, it disappears into darkness. And I like that control about photography. I like that I am able to show the viewer, well, I'm able to direct what the viewer sees. Well,
I can say that I haven't actually been up to the exhibition yet, but what I've seen of your work, it's definitely worth going along to see. You honed your talent really here at Nottingham, didn't you? Yes,
I studied at Trent for 2 years. I did an exchange year in Germany. And this has been my launching pad. Nottingham has been extremely supportive in all ways. I've met really amazing people here that have always been really supportive. My tutors, fellow students, and I've only recently moved to London, where I feel like now I'm able to go into the big wide world and explore. But Nottingham has been extremely helpful and a very creative place and a very supportive place to start.
Rosalie Wiesner is with me, and with a name like Rosalie Wiesner, Wiesner, there's got to be some German in there.
Yes, I'm originally from Germany. I was born there in a place called Cologne.
We know Cologne.
You know Cologne.
Everybody in my age group knows Cologne, because before your time they used to have two-way family favourites on the radio.
Oh, I see.
We had a lot of forces in Cologne, BFBS.
That's right. Still there, apparently.
Are they?
Yes.
Right. Well, they used to have a two-way thing at Sunday lunchtime, and it was a link-up between Cologne and London, you see. So we know Cologne well. In that respect, you see.
Yeah, see, these days everyone says Berlin. I don't know. Berlin is up and coming, I guess. Cologne is the media city of Germany. So a lot of media schools, a lot of film. But I only stayed there for 10 years, and then I moved to Australia and went to school in Australia.
This must be linked with your parents then.
Yes, they moved to Australia.
So your father was working. Is your father German?
He's English.
He's English.
He's English.
Wiesner?
No, but no. He it's all very confusing. He's English.
Yes.
So we moved over to Australia because he was working there at the time. Okay. And then he said to me, I think it'd be a great idea if you came to England and did your A-levels in England and, studied in England. And I was very scared, but I did it. And I really haven't been looked back since. And I'm very happy here.
So what was your father's job then?
Well, he did lots. He travelled around and did markets. He used to import clothes from India and Thailand, and he sold wholesale to wholesalers, and so.